for joining me, Eve, and my co-host Claire.
Hello.
And my producer Uzma.
Hello.
For another episode of Peepology, and we are back with another season of Flushed. So, today we have two new guests. Ladies, introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Lisa Nolan.
Hi, I'm Andrea Phillips.
So Andrea's been on our previous season. She was in the Women in Construction episode, and Lisa was also in our previous season in the Women in Technology episode. So thank you for joining us again. So today we are ready for your flushed items. So who's going first? as they point to each other. Okay.
We can always do an alphabetical order.
Oh. Should we draw names out? Okay.
I might start. So I first really struggled to find one, and then they just started flowing. And then I found a new one today, which I thought was really interesting. So I'm a bit, as Claire will probably tell you, I'm a very people watcher. I understand people's movements. I probably understand what people think before they even know sometimes. And someone was messaging me, and I had a feeling they were reading my messages, but there was no ticks. Because it was going on for about 3 days, and I was like, there's something really not right here. So I started Googling. And you can actually read a message, which I didn't know, without actually to let the ticks coming up. Yeah. So you turn your phone on airplane mode.
Oh.
And you can read them. So I didn't even understand, but I just swiped to the right and I could see, but not delivered. And I was like, wow, that is 1, sneaky, 2, unnecessary, and 3, you are a game player. And I think it's horrific that you can actually do that, but I'm really happy I now know. Because I think it gives me a little bit more power. But yeah, I just think it's completely unnecessary and a bit bizarre that someone would do that, because I don't understand why. I'm like, if you want to read the message, just read it. And if it takes you 5 hours or a day to respond, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I don't care. So...
Yeah.
Do you think people are a little bit sort of obsessed with the instant responses, and they worry that because they haven't replied to you straight away that you're going to be
something?
Yeah.
I'm guilty of that. If someone doesn't respond to me within like half an hour, I flip out.
Really?
Yeah, I get really annoyed, and it's like, that's with everybody.
That's really strange.
I really like to have a response straight away, because I'm always like responding straight away, so I expect that back from somebody else. So I'm the person that monitors the blue ticks.
Oh wow.
So did you hate it the other day when I took 3 hours to reply back to you?
Yeah, see that does annoy me.
I didn't see a full stop at the end of the thank you. I thought maybe I pissed you off.
Oh no, I don't write properly in my text messages, but the only reason I wasn't too upset is because I knew you were at the graduation. If I didn't know, I'd be like, why is she not responding to me?
Oh, see, I'm pretty good at responding, and I am pretty instant. But when I'm working, like during the workday, I don't even look at my phone. Yeah. Like, I would not know who's texted me, and if I do, I might read them on the tube. But you might hear from me at 10 o'clock that night.
But after working hours,
I think
then I'm a bit, For
me, it depends on how busy I am. So I go through like peaks and troughs. Sometimes I'm, my phone's there, I'm available, doing something relatively not that important. So if I see a message, I'll respond to it. And sometimes I'm doing like 15 things at the same time, 12 messages come up, and I'll quickly look at all of them just to see if any of them are work or urgent, someone's died, something like extraordinary has happened. And if it's something, if all these messages are from people that are just... saying hello, or there's no like deep urgency to respond, then I'll just kind of, close my phone, get on with the rest of what I have to do. And sometimes I don't even respond till the following day, because I work, as you know, sometimes until like midnight. And then by the time I've finished working, all I want to do is just get home, get to bed. I don't really think about it. I don't kind of go back and think, I know it's midnight, but Andrea had sent me a message. Let me quickly respond.
What really annoys when you see they've got the blue ticks, and then you go on to check and they're online and they're still not responding to you. That annoys me too. Because I'm like, you're online, you've read my messages, why are you not responding? Why are you not responding? But it could be someone like me.
That person might be reading like 7 people's messages and just not thinking, like they're doing other things at the same time.
My
and
mind
thinking,
I just get
there's
annoyed.
nothing.
I'm like, I want a response now.
So your friends know that. So with my friends, we're all actually very similar to the extent where if I don't pay attention, someone might message me for 2 days. Now, first, if it goes 3 days, I'd be like, okay, are you okay?
Yeah.
But like, it wouldn't even dawn on me. But they know, like in group, like I have so many WhatsApp groups. I don't know about anyone else. Drives me crazy. I lose track. I've come out of like a 20-minute meeting and had 400 messages, and I'm like, what has happened? Like, or is there someone dead?
Yeah.
Like, why is there so many? And then it's just random stuff happening.
I'm a notorious morning messenger.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm always
Yes,
like,
you are.
between
Me as well.
Yeah.
I do it to you too. Between like 6 o'clock and 8:30 is usually when I send all my messages.
Yeah.
Just a notorious.
And it kind of
morning
depends
messenger.
on the message, like in terms of like if it's like a long thing, you know, that you
No,
are
mine
having
could
a
be just
discussion,
basic.
or if it's just like, you know, what do you think of this, you know, in some picture of something random. Yeah, it kind of depends, but I mean,
Yeah.
Claire and I, like, we message all the time, but there are times where she'll message me, I'll respond a day later, or I'll message her and she'll respond a day later or 2 days later, and it's only because, you know, when I've sent the message, she was running around after some screaming child, and then she cooked dinner, and then she went to bed, you know, and then she woke up, went to work, and probably had a busy day, and, you know, only the following day has she realised, oh yeah, Eve had asked me a question, you know, 2 days ago, let me just write back to that. So, but I don't see that as like, I wouldn't get pissed off by that.
I don't get pissed off as in I'm going to stop speaking to them and never be friends with them again. I just find it annoying. I just find it frustrating that I don't get an instant... Because all my friends, we respond to each other quite quickly.
Yeah.
So if we don't respond to each other within that few months, we'll constantly obsessively mess each other until we get a response.
So a friend of mine was telling me this story, so it's like back to you can see that they're online.
Yeah.
They had messaged someone and they hadn't got a response, and then they could see that that person was online. So they sent them a message going, I can see you're online, you need to reply to me. And it caused this big fraction between a few
I actually
friends.
said that to a friend of mine as well. When I went for dinner with him a few weeks ago, I said to him, you know, I said, you're really annoying. I said, because I can see you read my messages. I said, you go online, you talk to everyone else, and you don't message me. And he's like, I'm on my group chat. I was like, I don't care. It's rude. I said,
I get that though.
I
'cause
really flipped out at him.
But
I have a few friends that take like 2 weeks to reply.
No, but that's like abnormal.
And I'm
you
just
know?
like, and they've
That's
spoken to like
abnormal.
other people, and I'm like, but can you, like, I'm not even asking you a question, or just tell me you're alive. Like at this point, I'm just
Yeah.
worried that something's happened to you.
Yeah, I mean, I think 2 weeks is a bit stupid. You
No,
know, I
it's
think
so normal.
2-3 days maybe is the max. Like, unless I've just forgotten
Oh my God, I
someone's
wouldn't
message.
speak to someone if they didn't message me
I-
for 2-3
yeah.
days back.
But
I'll
also,
go
it depends on the
crazy.
nature of it. So if I've asked a question that's
Yeah.
you know, relatively important and I don't get an answer, then I get pissed off.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if I've sort of been like, okay, are you coming later tonight? And you haven't responded, and it's like 5 p.m. Then I'm like, what the fuck? Like, respond to the damn message. Clearly, you know, I'm looking for an answer. So I do think it kind of depends.
Yeah.
So how do you feel if you send a message, then you can see the other person starts to type,
Yeah.
and then you don't get the message?
Yeah.
How angry
That
do you
just,
get there?
that just completely messes my head up. Because I'm thinking, what were they writing?
Yeah.
Message.
Oh, what I do is I send another message back. That's what I do. So then they know that I've seen it. Because I'll type something like,
You're like a weird message stalker.
I am. So I hold my hands up. I'm a real stalker when it comes to WhatsApp and messaging. Like me and my friend, where she's exactly like me. We both online stalk all the time. It's like I'll type something just to make it clear that I've seen you typing. So I know that you're typing. Yeah, yeah, I'll do that.
You'd give me anxiety about it. I'd be like, oh my God, messenger.
My friends are used to me. I've known them for years.
That's what I'm saying. I think when you know a friend, like I know friends of mine, my best friend lives in Australia. She doesn't even answer the phone. And I mean, we could go months and I would message. And I mean, my WhatsApp, she opened it today. I think I had 15 messages sent to her, and I'd still message because I'm like, someday she'll open it and have a look. I just feel like telling me I'm thinking about you, or I want to tell you something random. Doesn't bother me, but I do think it depends on who it is.
Yeah, it
I think if
depends
it's
on
like
who it is.
you're
Yeah.
dating, or
dating is
if
the
it's-
worst one.
Yeah.
That's when I become a
But
bit
the
psycho.
but the sneaky not hiding
Yeah.
the
To
blue
me,
tick.
it's
The
brand
hiding
new.
thing is weird.
I
yeah.
never knew this, but I just knew something wasn't right because I was like, this is really weird. I could not open a message because we were having it in the middle of a conversation. So I was like, how could you not open that message? Because I'm curious to hear what you have said back, and I knew they would have to be curious.
Yeah.
But then when I checked, and I was like, oh wow, I was right. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously happy I was right as well. Plus I've learned a new trick. But would that aggravate you then if you know they've seen it but they're not?
Yeah. It's more aggravating in the dating scene. Friends, it's okay, not too bad. But when you're dating, it makes me more psycho, I think. But I don't show them I'm being psycho. I'm a hidden
Hidden psycho.
Hopefully not.
Oh, that's a relief.
Well, I've just let myself out now, haven't I? I'm not hidden anymore.
Men of London, beware.
That's not my real name.
On a lot of the messaging apps, though, you can just turn the red or the blue, like anything
you
off.
can.
Like on a lot of them now.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of my friends have it off, but I don't
It's
mind.
weird that that's even a thing though on an app. Like, why? Why?
No,
Why turn that off? Like, read it. Let the
Just
other
the
person
people
know
happy.
you've read it. If you don't want to respond, don't respond. If you want to say something arsey, say something arsey. Whatever. Like, I don't quite understand. Like, because to me, even if you've got something bad to say, like, I don't know, let's say the conversation is argumentative and you just want to say fuck off, I would literally just write fuck off. Like, why would I need to just pretend I read it or didn't read it, but I read it, but whatever? But it like seems like too much work.
I
Right?
agree.
It's too much work.
I've got my timestamp on my WhatsApp. Does everyone have their timestamp?
Yeah, on my WhatsApp,
You have
everything's
what on
there.
your WhatsApp?
The timestamp, so you can see when I've read something. You can see when
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
online.
yeah.
Most of my
No,
friends don't.
I'm private. I've covered myself, so people can't see.
So
if I'm
you're
online or
private,
not.
but you expect everyone else to not be
No,
private.
if I'm private, I can't see when other people are online or offline. So I
Okay, that's
I
true.
open it to see what's going on and then quickly close it again. I'm letting everything out here.
My God. So basically, Lisa, you don't like. Essentially, that's what's
I'm
happening.
everything you don't want.
The secret stalker.
You're going to flush. I'm trying down the loo.
It started off as my pet hate. I think it's yours now.
Okay, so what about your first pet peeve?
Mine, I guess, is when people jump the queue. And when on your, when you're on the cash machine and there are two cash machines and everyone's queuing in one line and then the other one's empty because obviously you're seeing which one comes first and the person jumps and goes to the empty one. And when you're on the tube and you're queuing to get on the tube, you've got that yellow box which you have to stand in. And you've been waiting patiently and then someone comes down and stands right in front of you. That really annoys me.
I would just like to warn everybody right now that Eve has an absolute hatred for public transport and people who do that. So we're about to see another side of Eve come out.
I'm joking.
Well, you agree with me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was
yeah,
gonna say, I thought you were
yeah.
the jumps in front.
No,
She will
Yeah,
physically
no.
attack those people
I
who jump
will
in front.
uppercut
Yeah.
that person.
I find it so annoying and so rude. I wasn't standing there for fun, and you come stand right in front of me. It's like,
Yeah.
no.
Do you know what I hate on the tube is when you're just about to go through the ticket, through the turnstiles with your ticket, and you've been waiting, and the person next to you and their turnstile, it doesn't work for them, so they just
Cut right in front of you.
right in front of you, and you think, whoa, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I've just
Even
realised?
just a little
though?
thanks would be nice.
I've just realised that even though none of us are English, this is a very English thing that we seem to all have. Because if you go to a lot of other countries,
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
actually quite normal to push and shove
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
I went to India a couple of years ago over Christmas, and it's almost like a requirement of everyday
Yeah.
life to push each other out the way, and
Yeah.
it's not seen as anything rude.
No, I know.
It's just like how people behave. And then there was me and my friend, and I'm constantly like, what are these people doing? Excuse me. Who do you think you are? And all these poor Indian people are looking at me like, what the hell's your problem? I'm just walking down the road like I would any other time. This is how we walk
so
down the
true.
road. And I'm like, oh my God. Completely shocked and horrified. I think it's like a very English thing.
It is. It's hilarious.
And it's quite interesting because you're from
Yeah.
Thailand.
Yeah.
And obviously you've got New Zealand over here on this corner. We got the Turks on this corner. We have Ireland over there. And somehow we seem to have like a
common British
common
issue.
British issue. So
Politeness, though.
so I think it's interesting that
Yeah.
that we've all got that pet peeve, joint pet peeve. So what do we think? Who's going to win round one?
Well, I feel like we have flushed a lot of bad public transport behaviour down the loo. A lot of it. I think I'm leaning towards Lisa with the whole sneaky kind of underhanded reading your messages, not replying type of thing. I don't like the sneaky aspect of it. So I think I'm going to lean towards that one.
Well, public transport is my number one hate in life. So I just can't. I can't not go for Andrea's pet peeve this time. So this means that the deciding vote sits with Uzma.
Oh, God.
We've not come across
This
before,
hasn't happened
Uzma.
before.
What's going to happen? So what do you think?
I'm gonna have to go with Andrea's only because I sometimes don't reply back to people and put my thing off on WhatsApp. On iMessage, no one knows when I've read anything. So
There's like a little secret sneak.
I have a difference. Like if you iMessage me, I'll reply back, no issue.
I don't ever use
If you
iMessage.
WhatsApp me, oh my god, it can spend a week, 2 weeks. I don't really
I
go
WhatsApp
on
you
there.
all the time.
Yeah, and the only reason I've started using it is because I started getting told off a little by Mum and Eve because they're like, we message you and you don't reply back, and they're like, other people message you and you don't reply back. But there's actually still specific people that I reply back to on WhatsApp, and then there's a bunch of unreads where I'm just like, I'll get round to it one day. I can't be bothered right now.
How's your anxiety now?
Am I on the left?
I can see the palpitation breaking out
Right
into
in
a
my
sweat.
How much do you want to answer her messages?
Okay, so it seems like you, Andrea, is the winner. We have flushed you down the toilet. It does go on for ages, but we've got to make the most of the
Big old flush.
Of the flush, yes. And unfortunately, Lisa.
Shady
Saves me toy.
I love it. The first time I was pressing everything, the sound effects throughout.
so cool.
So you guys are lucky you're only getting 2. Okay, so ding-a-ling-ling, round 2.
Alrighty.
You don't have a sound
That's
effect
what I was
for
about
that?
to say. Where's the
Hold on, you're going to
What
have
you
to
got?
wait. Hold on, I don't know, let me see. Hold on. Round 2.
Don't know how to take that.
So, Lisa, what's your second pet?
Should the winner go first? I think.
Oh,
I think I need to
Oh,
read
yeah,
it.
that's a
Okay.
good strategy.
There you go.
When you go to the bathroom,
Can I give in now?
and you've done your business and no one's replaced the toilet paper, that is really annoying. And you're sitting there and you're like, okay, there's nothing there.
Yeah,
And you have to scream for help.
why does the last person not
Yeah.
do that though? That's weird, isn't it? I think that's weird. When I've come across that, I've always been like, but why? Like when it ran out, you were obviously there.
Yeah.
You
all were there.
You partook in this activity.
Exactly. There's no concern.
Yeah, so why not? How would you feel if you sat on the toilet, had a nice big poo, and then there's no toilet paper? What are you supposed to do?
And empty toilet paper rolls are everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
that's
it,
the
yeah.
it's the
I
empty
don't like that.
toilet
It's
roll.
empty toilet papers as well. When you don't clear up after yourself and you go
Yeah.
in and you just see them everywhere, that's really annoying. I'm like, why don't you just throw it in the bin? The bin's there.
It's a
like-
very student thing as well. If you go to student houses, it seems like their toilets are just full with empty toilet roll, whatever cartons. I don't know why they do that.
Is that because they have to take their own because everyone else is going to steal their loo roll?
Yeah, but even
Because they're all on
so,
a tight budget.
even so though, once it's finished, just throw it in the bin. Why is there a collection of them? This is how much toilet paper we have used since we moved in. Just keeping track.
Maybe they want to have a pirate party and make loads of binoculars.
Who knows?
Blue Peter it.
They're saving it for arts and
Yeah.
crafts. Could be.
Art students.
Yeah, no, that is annoying.
funny.
Yeah.
I love how you looked
Yeah.
at me.
Well, you know,
I've not done anything with toilet paper.
Well, someone's doing it in our office, which is really annoying because I come in the office and it's full of toilet paper rolls as well.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, we'll have to find out who
Yeah.
it is.
I have sent
You're
an
gonna
email
put cameras
around.
everywhere.
You've sent an email
She
around.
has, yeah.
I did. I
yeah.
sent an email around. I said, "Don't wait for the next person to throw it away. Throw it away."
So we had an email the other day from building management saying that the main toilets downstairs that are free for everyone to use, and this is not the first time it has happened, but somebody has left a pile of feces
What?
in the toilet and the cleaner had to clean it up, and we all were sent an email. So now we're all wondering who the pooper is. So
That is really
it's
bizarre.
pretty grim. I mean, it's pretty grim.
That's turned to my stomach.
Yeah.
That literally has.
Okay.
What, like on the floor?
Yeah, in the shower tray.
On the floor.
In the shower tray.
Oh, I thought you meant they just left a floater.
No,
That's
it's the
what I
shower
thought.
tray.
Oh, that's
No.
gross.
And there's a toilet right next door, so they've gone there. And it's not
I'm
apparently.
so confused right now.
That's
You know, how is that even comfortable to do that?
Apparently, it's not the first time it's happened either.
Really?
It's like a notorious pooper.
It's like someone in
Shower
Old Street
people.
as well. When I went there, we came in the morning and someone had pooped in the hallway. In the hallway,
What?
someone had pooped in the hallway. So I don't know how someone managed to get in the building in Old Street near my old building. We came in the morning, the door was open, and someone from the street or something had come in, maybe a homeless person, someone had pooped in the middle of the hallway where it's called there.
I mean, that I'd even understand a little bit more if it was someone homeless
Yeah.
that came in
Yeah.
to go, but like
But still-
in the middle of a building.
Yeah.
In the facilities. Imagine coming in and going, what the fuck? Not again. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, the poor cleaners.
I know, and apparently it's not the first time. I mean,
God.
that's pretty
Yeah,
grim.
don't they can't they put CCTV cameras in there?
Well, in a
But it's
toilet,
not
in a
you
shower.
can't do that.
Well, you surely should be able to see who's going in and out.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah, but
hallway
you
or
wouldn't
You
know
wouldn't know
if
who's
they
doing
shut.
Well, you know the next person who went in didn't stay long.
So I was laughing, saying that they should announce that they're going to do some sort of DNA testing to find out who it was and sort of like freak this person out.
So disgusting.
The thing is, would they get freaked out?
I don't know. I mean,
Because-
if
because if
they're
they're-
brazen enough to
That's what I'm
poop in a
saying,
shower
yeah.
tray, they're probably not going to care.
Yeah, so I mean, if they're already not freaked out by the, shitting in the shower tray business, yeah, I'm just so shocked. I can't even. I'm
Maybe
speechless.
maybe it was Andrea's problem. Like they've walked into the loo and there's no toilet paper and they've gone, "Damn you!"
In the shower.
Take that. Popped a squat shower.
So if I basically walk into the toilets tomorrow and find a shit on the floor, I'm going to come after you.
It brings new meaning to the word "dirty protest."
Wow.
I mean, in our house, because I've got 3 small children, quite often there's lots of surprises everywhere. But they are getting much better. But for some reason, the toilet seems to be this communal family room where they all feel the need to go and get commune in the toilet. For some reason, I don't know what it is. I'm glad the lock broke. When I say the lock broke, my 3-year-old locked himself in there, and my husband had to kick the door in, so the lock was broken, but we had to, so we've got a new one, but we've actually bought one of those ones that you get on a public toilet, so you can open it from the outside on purpose, because they go in there and just lock the door and think it's hilarious.
Really?
And they'll just hang out in there. I don't know what
It's
it's
because it's a small space, though, isn't
Yeah.
it? They're little. They're hiding from you in this small little space. If you had a little cupboard or something like that, they'd probably end up in there. So I don't think it's the fact that it's a toilet. I think it's just because it's a little room.
So the worst thing is, I will get up in the morning and I'll need to go to the loo, and I always lock the door because I know they're banging on the door.
Yeah.
Mummy, I'm going to the toilet, and my youngest will say, "I just want to see you." No, no, you can talk to me, baby. I'm not opening the door.
You can FaceTime him
From the toilet.
just so he sees your face.
So a friend of mine sent me this meme, and it's a view of someone sitting on the loo looking at the door, and there's these little fingers. You can see them trying to get under the door, and it just says, "Wherever you will go, they will find you." Little fingers. I just want to see you. No.
Okay, so moving on from the shit.
I feel sorry. My one's not going to be much nicer, I don't think. Well, not as bad as the shit.
Well, Andrea didn't do it.
Let's make it
I feel like yours
clear. I
wins.
didn't.
So mine is spitting on the street. Proper spitting. Do you know when people clear their throats and do a big cough and spit right in front of you?
Yeah.
That is dirty.
And it's, I don't know, it really bothered me a couple of weeks ago, and I don't know why it mattered, but this very well-dressed, good-looking gentleman was walking towards me and did it. And I was so shocked because I don't even know why, but I just didn't I think I just didn't see it coming. Didn't expect it. Not that you ever expect it, but I really didn't think this gentleman would be somebody who would think that was acceptable. And then just like wiped his mouth, and I was just like,
wiped his mouth
afterwards.
Oh my God.
Like it was honestly, and right in front of me. Like I must have been like 2 feet away from him when he did it. Like it landed in front of me, and I was just like, that is so disgusting.
No,
Is that the first time? I think I get it from my mum, because my mum's always said like she used to kill my brother when he was younger. Like never do that. She said it's one of the most disgusting things, and I just don't know how you get through life without your parents killing you if you do.
Anything gross in a public space like that, like I think is bad. You know, you shouldn't leave your dog shit there. You shouldn't throw your gum, you know, on the street. You shouldn't spit your lurgy in front of people. Like I'm just amazed by just how people are very open to kind of doing these things in public spaces, and you just think, why?
How's
Why
it
are you
acceptable
doing-
though?
Yeah, why can't you keep it clean for everyone? Like we've all got to walk down the same road, right? And the spitting thing is just extra disgustingness, you know. But then I guess if some people are shitting in shower trays and not giving a damn, you know, spitting is the least of our worries.
So I was pretty
I
sure.
think there's just one. Whoever the shitter is, he's one.
No, I'm pretty sure that, and I'm just looking it up now, that in Singapore it's illegal to spit on the street.
Yeah.
And I think it's actually illegal to chew gum as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
And e-cigarettes in Singapore.
Oh, really? Cigarettes as well?
Yes. You get taken off you if you go into the country.
I do find people who smoke e-cigarettes a bit annoying, actually, because they're not real cigarettes. Because if you smoke a real cigarette, you're very conscious of the fact that, you know, it might bother other people. So you try to, like, be a little bit more, you know, do it in a corner. If there's people in front of you, don't, like, blow smoke in their face. But the e-cigarette people, they don't have that, because they just think, oh, this isn't a real cigarette. It smells of apples or whatever. So it's okay for me to blow this gigantic smoke in the middle of the road with people walking behind me, walking into, you know, something that I have just inhaled and exhaled into my dirty lungs. I just don't understand that. So I find that actually really annoying.
So looking at Singapore and going back to your spitting thing, it is illegal to spit in Singapore. But it is also illegal to urinate in an elevator, sell chewing gum.
Sell chewing gum.
Yep, sell chewing gum, that's what it says. And you can get fined for not flushing public toilets.
We need to inherit some of them over here.
So does that mean they have toilet police there and stuff outside the toilet to make sure you flush? No, but how would they know if you don't flush?
Who knows?
I don't know.
But then they've got all these like self-flushing things there.
If
as
you
well,
are
haven't
caught
they?
failing to flush a public toilet after using it, you can expect a fine of around $150.
Well, I think we should. Yeah,
I think we should-
I think we
yeah.
should do those. I'm a bit confused by the peeing in the lift thing. Like, there's a specific law for just that. Is lift peeing, that was like a specific issue they had, or
Some elevators are equipped with urine detection devices,
What?
and these UDDs can actually detect urine odour in elevators, which set off an alarm. Once the alarm goes off, the doors of the elevator close until
oh
the
my
police
God, then you're
arrive,
trapped in.
and you are then arrested.
That means there must have been so many cases that they have such technology.
That it actually needs to happen.
Can you imagine being escorted out of the elevator
In handcuffs for peeing.
Imagine peeing in an elevator though. Why?
Yeah.
Why would that be your
Like,
like
unless
choice?
Your
stuck.
go-to place is
I
an
know.
elevator.
As
I'm going to
opposed
pee in
to-
an elevator and shit the shower.
I think people led a really sheltered life.
I'm just really shocked by this entire segment, to be honest. It's like, I can't compute any of this information. Wow. Shocking.
No.
Okay, are we ready to vote? I mean, the choices.
I think I'm going to go with the spitting, because that is technically more germy than, well, maybe not, don't know. I think I'm going to go with the spitting.
Okay. Sorry, I was going to ask you. I forgot about myself. What happened
I'm
there?
just the decider.
I know. Okay, spitting or the non-existence of toilet paper. Oh my god, I'm so conflicted. I have absolutely no idea. Okay, I'm going to go with spitting too, because I do think, I mean, if the shower tray shitting was yours, then that would have helped. But that was just a side story. Maybe the next person on the show needs to bring that one with them. So, Lisa, well done. There goes all the spitters. Oh, this is so much work, honestly. But,
It goes on and on.
I know. And Andrea, your toilet rolls. Sorry about that. Okay, now ladies, this is when the tables turn, and it's for myself and Claire to give you our pet peeves, and you get to vote on which one of us wins and fails. So I think I kicked things off last time, so I'm going to let you go this time.
Mine is no or bad Wi-Fi. It
That is quite annoying.
drives me to absolute distraction. I get so frustrated and angry because it's 2019 and we shouldn't be having this first world problem of no Wi-Fi at all. So that absolutely drives me crazy, especially if it's in an office, if it's at home, walking down the street. The only time it's acceptable for me is probably on the tube, and you still can get it. I just haven't registered for that.
In between stops.
Yeah.
In between stops.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that would be, yours as well, probably, because with no Wi-Fi, you'd not get responses to your WhatsApp messages.
Surprisingly, I'm quite calm without Wi-Fi when I'm on a holiday and stuff, because when I was in Israel, I ran out of data and I couldn't top up.
Yeah.
So I was without Wi-Fi when I left the house, and surprisingly, I was quite calm.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't do it; it was out of my hands. I couldn't check. I couldn't do anything. So I was actually all right. But the moment I got back in the house, I was like, okay, like that again.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I will try anything to get the Wi-Fi. I will tether off people. I will go into a shop to get the free Wi-Fi. I'll go to McDonald's if I have to get the free Wi-Fi.
See, I quite like being
I'm
Wi-Fi
not
free.
too bad without. What about on holiday? You like that on
On
holiday?
holiday it's a bit different.
Okay.
But if it's like during the day and I need to do something or I just find it incredibly frustrating.
I mean, we had really bad Wi-Fi when we first moved into our office here, because I think no one had used this office for a long time. The connections were set up bad or wrong, and that was truly annoying.
Yeah.
But only because we could not actually do anything. Yeah, we couldn't work. So I found that really frustrating. You can't print. You try to read an email, it goes off suddenly because the Wi-Fi's gone off. You're trying to read an article or do something online, and you just can't do it. So that was really annoying. But in terms of Wi-Fi, sort of outside, on the streets, I don't have such a problem with that, because I'm not, other than like checking personal stuff, I don't really. And if I didn't have it, I'd probably just call people. I would actually probably just make more phone calls. So I don't think it's that bad. I miss it more on holiday because I probably spend more time like on social media, doing like pointless things, because you're sitting on the beach, you're bored, and you're like, let me see what's happening. So I probably do more of that on holiday. So if I don't have it on holiday, if anything, it's probably like more annoying than it is here.
I know it's a proper first world problem, but I find it frustrating.
I think when I'm working, that would be when I would find it.
I find it intensely irritating.
Yeah, my house is notorious for just.
There's black spots as well in the house.
Yeah,
If you're working from home, you're like, oh, for God's sake.
Yeah.
So I find it. Sometimes I have to tether off my work phone, my laptop, if I'm working from home, because the connection is so.
Oh God, that is a bit annoying.
Especially when you're on PC.
Yeah.
Oh.
Really bad.
Yeah, that is a little bit annoying. Cool. Okay, so my pet peeve. Okay, this is a little bit controversial probably, but I'm just going to go right ahead.
Do it.
I'm going to say people with a distinct lack of common sense. which to me equal stupid people. That's kind of how I equate the two. You know, I think stupidity and a lack of common sense are basically one of the same. And I have a real, I mean, it's I think maybe even worse than the public transportation issue that I have. Like, I genuinely have kind of anger management issues around this, because I just think, you know, there are really basic things, you know, similar to like if you do go into the toilet and, you know, you use the toilet paper and there is none left. It would require common sense, you know, for you to basically just go, oh, well, this wouldn't be nice for the next person, so let me just throw this empty, you know, cardboard thing out and put a new toilet paper there. Just like, you know, before you shit in a shower, you would think like, you know, I'm not sure that shitting in this particular area is appropriate for this action, so perhaps I'll rethink about whether, you know, I should be doing this. Or before, you know, you cough out a big lurgy and spit it in front of someone, you know, you might think, like, is this really a nice thing to be doing right now? And is this the appropriate place for this? So those are some of the smaller stupid things that people do. I mean, the lack of common sense and the volume of stupidity can just range so much as well. You know, it goes from the spitting, which is a relatively common stupid, you know, action, to the shitting in the, you know, in the shower, extreme, which is slightly more, you know, extreme, to, you know, telling someone you've slept with your 70-year-old boss, who you've only met like 5 minutes ago for no appropriate reason, probably as a part of a chat-up line, because that's obviously very clever, you know, is a little bit stupid and lacks common sense. So I just think, like why? And why are these people, why are they in existence? You would think by now natural selection would have eliminated them, right?
So my husband has a theory on that. And he blames the NHS.
Oh, I want to hear this.
For the no longer having the natural selection and letting the more clever people survive. Now, everyone's surviving because we have a National Health Service. He's like, damn, obviously it's a joke, but damn the NHS and the natural selection process is no longer applicable.
I was looking online to see if this was actually a thing that, you know, other humans of the world shared with me, or if I was like alone in this kind of thing. And I actually found someone.
Another person.
I found someone who is a researcher in Norway. Okay, I'm probably going to pronounce this totally wrong, but Ole Roggeberg.
Sounds pretty good to
me.
So
this person is a senior researcher in Norway, and he researched, and this article was in the CNN News, he researched into whether IQ levels were falling or not. And he found that IQ scores have been falling for the past few decades, and he thinks that it's due to environmental factors. Now, I don't know what that means, but I took a quote that he said, which I thought was really, really quite funny. So he wrote, "It's not that dumb people are having more kids and that smart people are not. It's just something to do with the environment, because we're seeing the same differences within the same families." So basically, in the family, you might have like one stupid child with, you know, lots of children, and then you might have one really clever child with lots of children. You know, both both sets of grandchildren could turn out stupid. You know, so there's no genetic correlation. Is basically what he's saying.
So it's down to environment.
Yeah, but it's not clear in this article, you know, what that actually means. You know, whether it's because they're inhaling some kind of fumes,
On purpose.
or, you know, perhaps. I mean, I've been seeing a lot of these little silver. What the hell are they called?
Oh, the little canisters.
Those little silver things all over London.
Yeah, the gas.
And
the laughing gas.
I think, you know, over I don't know, maybe last year, I've seen more and more of them all over the place. And I'm like, what are these weird little things? And Uzma and I were walking home one day from work, and I said to her, what the hell are these little silver things everywhere? Do you know this? Like, you're young, you must know this. And she said, people buy cans of whipped cream, and inside the can of whipped cream is this little thing that makes whipped cream, because whipped cream is just liquid, and when you squeeze the thing, I guess chemicals mix in with each other and it turns into whipped cream. So they actually cut out this little thing, and they like, I don't know, suck it, snort it, who knows.
So if that's your theory, why are we not seeing lots of little silver canisters and empty canisters of whipped cream?
Well, apparently the whipped cream is like a cheap way of getting the canisters, but you can buy the canisters like separately.
You can't, because it's not illegal, technically.
To buy whipped cream?
To buy the canister that makes the cream whipped. And then they, put the gas in a balloon, blows
and then
it up, and then you inhale the balloon, just like helium or...
So and then she went on to tell me that she had a friend who worked in, I don't know, Pret or Costas or somewhere a while ago, and they have to lock up, because they have like all these cans and these things that make foam and I don't know, whatever, cream and all sorts of things. They have to lock those canisters up because people steal them because it's like drugs.
They want to get hot.
Yeah, it's drugs. So they have to lock those things up in coffee shops and stuff.
Oh my God, things are so different from when I was younger. That is a first from me.
I mean, surely even that in itself requires a certain lack of intelligence.
Well, I read somewhere, when someone's dead, and they don't know that everyone's grieving around them, but they don't feel it because it doesn't affect them. They're dead, they're gone. It's the same with stupidity. It's like everyone else is affected by it, but they're so stupid they don't realise that everyone else around them is suffering. That's what it is. So there you go.
I mean, I'm not down with that though.
I know, but that's what I read somewhere.
So based on your theory here about the siblings,
who's the
who's
stupid
the dumbest?
I mean, I think we're both relatively good with common sense. I don't think that there's like that much difference between us. I mean, I'm known to do a couple of stupid things every now and then, but I'm talking like, I don't shit in bathtubs or shower trays. I would never even consider this as an option to myself. I would never be in a bathroom and think, toilet or shower tray. Let me think. Which one do I fancy today? So I think, we're okay. We're okay. Clearly, those environmental factors haven't attached themselves to us just yet. But yeah, so that's my pet peeve: lack of common sense equaling lack of intelligence and just stupidity.
Yeah, but I think it's when you have smart people who don't have any cop on. I think that's the biggest struggle because you don't see it coming, and then you're just like, really, you don't get that? Like the most basic things.
But is it because they're smart, or is it because you think they're smart?
No, some people are book smart. So when I was younger, my father remember used to say to me, and he would like, we used to do these IQ tests in the company that I was in, and he said it's really important to know. He said IQ and EQ. Yeah. And I remember he was explaining to me, and he said, Lisa, there's a lot of people that are super smart, and those people I worked with at the time, really intelligent people, but had no cop on. Yeah. Like you couldn't put them in front of a customer because they would just say the most inappropriate things to the customer. They would pretty much call the customer stupid or talk very technical. I think like historically used to be a lot of engineers or people like that would have had these very high technical jobs that were kind of in that environment, but then you couldn't get them to explain it to anyone else or teach anybody else because they didn't know how to take what they knew and communicate it effectively to somebody who didn't know the same language. Yeah. So even things like that, I think, I've known a lot of very intelligent people who I would never hire because the most basic conversational pieces, it goes over their head. They just can't communicate. Communication, I think, is actually the biggest thing. Not knowing when not to say something.
Or when not to shit in the bathtub. Sorry, you can see that this is going to stay with me for a really long time.
I feel like you're affected by that.
I am slightly traumatised and extremely confused. Extremely confused by that entire thing.
But it's the thought process. Like, what would you think that was a good idea to look at the shower and go, that's a toilet.
That looks good. That looks good to go.
But not just once.
Taking a shit in the shower.
Not just once. This has happened on many occasions.
Maybe it's a fetish.
Could be, yeah.
Maybe they get a kick out of doing it.
Yeah. Maybe it's just a prank. I mean, surely no one can truly be that stupid.
It's happened more than once.
Yeah, but maybe they like winding up the facilities manager. They're like, take this.
You didn't let me through with my security pass the other
day. Maybe they secretly like cackle to themselves when they get the email. They're like, that was me. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being the person that sits next to that person as they're like...
Want to know a secret? Promise you won't tell anyone. As they forward the email onto their wife or husband going,
This is what I was doing last Thursday night. Oh my god, crazy. Okay, so the power is in your hands, ladies.
Wi-Fi or dumbasses?
For me, dumbasses. That's my time off when I have no Wi-Fi to not be a psycho for a while, so I'm alright with that. I'm going to go with dumbasses.
Ooh. So much now that the Wi-Fi kills me, I think I'm going to have to go with dumbasses.
Yes, I finally win. I think this is the first one I've actually won. I think so. Sad to say. So Claire, in your face.
She got pleasure there.
And all the dumbasses, sorry. Off you go. Never to be seen again.
Down into the sewers of London.
And finish? Yes, finished. Okay.
Wait.
The noise you don't get in the shower.
Okay, ladies, thank you for joining us for this episode of Peepology. And thank you for listening, and we will see you next Monday.
Protect.
Yeah, pimp and protect.
P&P.
The service.
Your paintings need to get you a cape.
Painting such an awful picture.
I mean, that could be a new business for you.
Yeah.